Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! You know what? I think this is the perfect time to upload zombies videos all day for people who are fans of zombies. I want to send a special shout out of love to fans of zombies who have been watching my videos recently. I've been throwing up some zombies videos and they have found their way out into the algorithm. I want to say thank you guys so much because you guys are what the YouTube algorithm consists of, and you guys are obviously crazy about Descendants and Zombies and very passionate about it. So that's why I made the decision to commit my life to uploading videos about Descendants and Zombies for each and every one of you, even if that means the rest of my life. You guys will forever have me as the host of Descendants and Zombies videos for you guys on YouTube, because I feel as if the people who are promising you videos about Descendants and Zombies really aren't following through with their promise, because there's a lot of dedication that goes into creating a video. You know, before you record a video, you really got to understand what Descendants and Zombies means to thousands of people, because it has emphatically touched our hearts, which means it's forever and always left an imprint on our hearts. And we have forever and always been dedicated to the stars we love, the music we love, the story, which is incredibly beautiful and going to be far more beautiful than ever before, and perhaps given more credit than ever before because of the story now being looked at between Victor and Nova, characters represented by Malachi Burton and Freya Sky's relationship, which already have a lot of rumors online. People are speculating they're dating in real life. People are speculating people are being kicked off the Zombies cast. Nobody is getting kicked off of Zombies. It was just an executive decision for Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim to move behind the camera, and this is going to provide them with more of an opportunity to offer creative sense and creative direction for Zombies, which is something I always wanted to do for the Zombies franchise. I'm going to let you guys in a little secret. I always wanted to be the writer, producer, and director of Descendants of Zombies. I wish Disney would consider selling me the franchises, because if they would sell me the franchises and the rights to them, I would finance Descendants of Zombies like you never saw before, and I would bring this to life in so many emphatic ways, because there is so much that Descendants of Zombies casts and creatively can offer to fans. Because I've always believed, here's the thing, and my issue with everybody criticizing zombies without even giving it a chance. I have always believed that everybody deserves a chance to dream, and to see that dream become a reality no matter how long it takes you. And I think Descendants of Zombies were the first franchises alike that inspired us that dreams can happen for us. And that's something I've never ever wanted to take away from somebody, because they believe in Descendants of Zombies for whatever reasons they do, whatever they saw from watching zombies, whatever they experienced. I think it's cool. And I think there's nothing wrong with it, because I know what it's like to grow up a fan of a franchise. I was the biggest wrestling fan ever, the biggest Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan ever, the biggest Boy Meets World fan ever. You know, when the newest episode of Boy Meets World would premiere on Friday nights as part of TGIF on ABC, I was on my TV every single Friday just to see the latest episode of Boy Meets World, because I wanted to see what was going to happen next in the story between Corey and Topanga. Years ago, I thought the story between Corey and Topanga was amazing, and I was in front of my TV every Friday night watching TGIF because of Boy Meets World. I was a big fan of Girl Meets World too, and I think that series was very short-lived and ended long before its time. I remember when Boy Meets World had its emotional send-off on May 5th, the year 2000. I will never ever forget it. I know what it's like being a huge fan of a franchise, and I've never wanted to have to say goodbye to a franchise. So if you want to believe this story is going to continue and live on for forever and always, then believe it. Don't ever buy into what critics are trying to sell you, because if you buy into what critics are trying to sell you, you're exactly giving the reactions they want from you guys, because they know how young you are, they know you still have a long way to go, a lot to learn, and that's what I'm here to help you make sense of, is everything Descendants and Zombies, because I take a certain pride and a passion with recording a video about Descendants and Zombies, because I think about each and every one of you, and I know what it's like to be a fan of somebody like Freya Sky. I'm really excited about Freya Sky going on tour. I think that her going on tour is going to be something phenomenal. I think it's going to be something that we're going to be a part of that we're never ever going to forget. And I'm excited to review it. And trust in me, guys, and I will never let you down. I will always upload videos that you can feel very passionate about, that you can admire, that you can feel confident in, because I feel the same way about Freya Sky as each and every one of you do. Tickets go on sale on October 30th at 10 a.m. local time, and I'm sure they're going to sell out very quickly. Freya Sky's got a couple of tour dates on FreyaSky.com already advertising it. So I think it's really cool, and I think the more people that support it and realize this is going down for Freya Sky, the more passionate people are going to feel about it, because she really does put her heart into every performance she does. All the performances she gave at the Worlds Collide Tour made the Worlds Collide Tour so special, and this friendship between herself and Malachi Burton was put on display more than it ever had before. 4 because he put her arm around her and he said she was going to be something special because of her talent. And I agree with him, and I think he's really smart for thinking that, because a lot of people wouldn't give their co-stars as much credit as what Malachi Burton did for Freya, and Freya does for Malachi likewise. The support is what makes this relationship work. This support is what makes this friendship work, and as beautiful as what it is. And I think that this story between Victor and Nova is something to be really excited about and incredibly supportive of. I know people have suggested mermaids are going to find their way into the franchise, pirates are going to see an introduction, along with witches, sirens. It's really scary, honestly, because I've always seemed to feel like witches were going to offer a lot of mystery to a franchise. So too can mermaids offer a lot of mystery to the franchise, because they can also be very devious. They can be very sweet, but also be very devious. So there's a lot of ways this plot could go, but I think that it's going to focus on this new era of characters that are obviously coming into the franchise, and that's what we should believe in. We should give them hope, and we should give every fan of zombies out there hope that this franchise is going to continue on for many years to come, for the foreseeable future. And what the foreseeable future means is that zombies is not going anywhere anytime soon, even if it takes up to 5 years for them to develop the script of Zombies 5. But here's the thing. Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim are not going to have it any other way, and they are not going to stop at anything to make zombies into a huge phenomenon, because that's exactly what they wanted to have happen for this franchise. Because if not for zombies, nobody would even know who Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim are, because zombies provided them with an opportunity, and they realized that. And that's what's so cool about having them as executive producers for Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, and moving forward, and having them behind the camera. It's because they realized how much of an opportunity zombies presented them with. I remember years ago when they were feeling pretty down on their luck. They were feeling pretty down on their luck about zombies, and they were saying to themselves, probably 50 people will show up at this convention. And they would go to zombies conventions after feeling down on their luck, and they would have up to 500 people at the zombies conventions. That just goes to show how much dedication everybody's put behind zombies. And I think for the foreseeable future, that is going to be magnified in so many unbelievable ways, and ways that we can never seem to give enough credit for. Because the fans are what matters to Descendants of Zombies. It's never been about what the critics have to feel about Descendants of Zombies, because all they're trying to do is review something with criticism. I have seen so many ridiculous videos uploaded about zombies for far long enough, and I have said for forever now that you guys have deserved far better reviews about Descendants of Zombies, and I just wanted to be that guy to give it to you guys. I wanted to be excited for things like a tour for Freya Sky, the Descendants of Zombies cast to have Leg 2 of the Worlds Collide tour, which is bound to happen. We just don't know when it's going to happen. Rumors are suggesting it's going to happen in late 2026, which is a while away from happening. But, I mean, even though it's a while away from happening, that won't stop me from uploading videos about Descendants of Zombies, because as I promised you guys, I was dedicating the rest of my life to uploading Descendants of Zombies videos, even if that meant doing it for the rest of my life. Because if you haven't noticed, every day somebody subscribes to this YouTube channel, and somebody's probably going to subscribe because of this video, which is exactly what I want you to do. But I want you to subscribe to this video never because of me. I want you to subscribe to this video because you are a fan of Descendants of Zombies, because you believe in things like the dolls, and you believe in the merch, and you believe in whatever message zombies relate to you and confidently relate to you, because you feel more inspired because of zombies, because you feel more encouraged to do your passions because of zombies. And I think showcasing your passions is a beautiful way of letting the world know who you are, because that's what Zed and Addison wanted to always and forever do, let the world know who they were, along with spending the rest of their lives together, which every moment in Zombies built up to over the course of 7 years. This moment in time for Zombies is everything that we wanted to get to, everything we wanted to see happen for Zombies, and I think because it was everything that we wanted to see happen for Zombies, and the critics didn't get what they wanted. Because I think they were thinking that Zombies 3 was going to be the end of the franchise. And maybe at the end of Zombies 3, they too thought it was the end of Zombies, but I think they realized that there was so much more of a story to be told, because we hadn't seen vampires in the franchise, and many people were expecting to see more of an emphasis on werewolves and aliens than we saw from Zombies 3, because I think even the aliens had more of a story to be told, because there really wasn't that much of an emphasis on aliens at Zombies 4, because the focus was on these two different groups, vampires and daywalkers. And for those of you who don't understand what the history of a vampire goes with, there's a lot of the history. There's also a lot of the history of the zombie that dates back as far as the 16th century. Now, I know a lot of you are probably too young to understand that, but if you do your research, there is so much of a history, a backstory that goes with zombies, and a far more greater appreciation for even the zombies characters than ever before. lore. So because there's so much of a history with zombies and vampires and werewolves, and so much that goes with that, there is so much of an opportunity to create new storylines. And I may just be saying this because I'm a huge fan of vampire TV shows like The Vampire Diaries and Twilight and True Blood, but I'm saying it because I am. And I understand the appreciation that goes with this kind of thing. That's why I wear a black sweater and tell you guys that I just got off my graveyard shift hunting vampires, because somebody's going to keep you guys safe during the night. Somebody's got to slay vampires. I'm the first guy to kill a vampire in over 100 years, and I've also told you crazy stories about how I thought my girlfriend may have been a vampire, my roommate may have been a werewolf, and how I contemplated shooting him. But I do that because I want to put a smile on each and every one of your faces, because I know that 3 days from now will be Halloween. There will be girls showing up at my door dressed up as their favorite Descendants characters, which I've loved over the last 10 years, because it sent me behind my laptop for hours every night and night after night, researching everything I could to find out about your favorite Descendants stars, so I could eventually upload the best videos for you ever about Descendants of Zombies, because you guys have deserved far better for far long enough now. And I'm here to tell you guys, if you believe in Freya Skye, if you have a passion for Malachi Burton, if you have a passion for Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim's character Zed and Addison and their story, if you believe in their story, there is nothing wrong with it, because I believe in it too. Now, I may be a lot older than you guys are, and I may have grown up as a fan of a different generation of Disney, because I was a fan of shows like Goof Troop, Bonkers, The Lion King, Aladdin, many shows that you probably are too young to remember. But I do it because I love showcasing my passion, and in each description I throw up for my video, every description is the same, but I wrote the description to make you feel inspired to watch a video about Descendants of Zombies, because I feel a lot of YouTube creators don't understand the passion that goes with talking about Descendants of Zombies, because this really is a passion. It's a ride or die kind of passion, and we're riding this out in each and every single sunset away from all the criticism. And I've tried to steer the conversation in a completely different direction to give you guys hope, because if there's one thing I want you to believe, is that Zombies 5 is going to happen. I don't know what the script is going to detail. I can offer you predictions about how I think the two groups will see conflict because of the friendship between Malachi Burton and Freya Skye reaching a point where it's going to be tested. But when it reaches a point where it's going to be tested, as every friendship from whatever franchise you were a fan of over the last 20 years, from High School Musical to Wizards, we've seen friendships tested. Even Miley Cyrus and Emily Osment's friendship was tested, even though they weren't friends in real life. I think it reaches a point where we understand the value of friendship and just how valuable it is, because it always depends on the time that we are allocated and how we spend it. And I think that because time is a precious commodity, and the emphasis has forever and always been on time with Descendants, because nothing lasts forever, I think everybody deserves an opportunity to believe that something actually has a chance of lasting for forever, because my issue lies with having to say goodbye to franchises when I'm not ready to say goodbye to franchises. I think that there is so much more of a story and an appreciation to have for Descendants of Zombies, and this criticism that Meg Donnelly, Freya Skye, Malachi Burton have received early on without even giving them much of a chance, I think is completely ridiculous. Because if we're going to talk about Descendants of Zombies, then we should talk about Descendants of Zombies and realize how somebody feels on the other end of watching this video. Because you're watching this video because you are a fan of Descendants of Zombies, and you are a fan and you are excited about mermaids seeing their introduction into a franchise. Because I live on an island where there are a lot of stories associated with mermaids over the last 100 years, and I've never met a mermaid. I'm excited about it too. I've read every novel that has something to do with a mermaid for years. Ever since I was in kindergarten, I was reading novels about mermaids, and I would have my mom read stories to me every night before I'd fall asleep about mermaids, convincing me that they were real. One of the most beautiful things about having a mom as a school teacher was that she would convince you that stories were real, and she would convince you to believe in whatever you wanted to believe in. That was the appreciation that I got for having a mom for a school teacher for over 30 years. It was the greatest honor of my life, because she would not only just tell you a story, she would make you believe what you were reading. Then she would break it down and she would analyze it for you. And if you fell asleep every night believing that mermaids were real, that is exactly what she wanted to have happen for you, along with making every one of your dreams become a reality for you. Now, while my mom may have never lived long enough through her battle with cancer to see every one of my dreams become a reality for me, what happened for this show is exactly what she would have wanted to have happen for me, for my voice to have been heard, which you guys gave me the chance to do. So because you guys gave me a chance to have my voice be heard, and you guys brought me back, which I will give you credit for forever, because you're smarter than ever given credit for. And that's something critics have to realize when you talk about Descendants of Zombies fans. They know everything there is to know about Descendants of Zombies. They know Zombies 5 is going to happen. I don't have to convince anybody that Zombies 5 is going to happen. I just wanted to offer encouragement about it, because I'm just a fan. I don't know what's going to happen in the latest episode of, say, Girl Meets World, Wizards of Waverly Place, Beyond Waverly Place. I don't know what's going to happen in Descendants and Zombies. But that's what's so exciting about being a fan of Descendants and Zombies, is offering you predictions. Now, I know predictions can result in a lot of rumors, because we've heard a lot of rumors since Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires revealed this vortex. We have yet to find out what's inside of this vortex. But that's what's so intriguing about the vortex, is that we don't know what's inside of it, and we don't know what Malachi Burton and Freya Sky are going to have to face. I expect their friendship to be tested. I think their relationship is going to evolve into something far greater. And if you want to know if I think they're going to kiss, I mean, who haven't we seen kiss in shows like The Vampire Diaries, True Blood, Buffy the Vampire Slayer? I mean, I used to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer when I was 10 years old, and I thought that seeing Buffy fall in love with Angel was the coolest and most beautiful story ever. Now, at the conclusion of Season 2, when Buffy stabbed Angel for the greater good and he had to sacrifice himself and he just vanished off into thin air, I was heartbroken over it. But I remember every Friday night being so excited for the latest episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer to find out what was going to happen next. And at 10 years old, I thought it was the coolest thing ever, seeing Buffy kiss Angel and fall in love, and then eventually Spike, which became by Season 6 or Season 7, and then Spike sacrificed himself just before they closed the mouth of hell. I say this because there's a greater appreciation to have for these shows and to honor, because if you were a fan of Boy Meets World like I was back on September 24th, 1993, when the series first premiered as part of the TGIF block, then I think it's cool. If you were a fan of Cory and Topanga's story to find out what was going to happen next, like I was in front of my TV every Friday night because I was such a loser and I love these soap shows, then I think it's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I know I'm the biggest loser ever. I'm not talking about Disney. I'm playing video games all the time, as you can get from my video game collection there in the back. But I also do that because I know Freya Sky loves board games and video games, and I'm here to say I do too. And I see there's nothing wrong with that. What I see everything wrong with is when Kylie Cantrell and Freya Sky are reduced to tears because of how people feel about them. And we can do something about that because we're fans of them. We don't have to criticize them. We can upload videos about Descendants and Zombies that are nice, that people want to subscribe to because you know that they are fans of Descendants and Zombies and you are too. I'm here because I'm a fan of Descendants and Zombies. I'm not here to criticize it because I think Freya Sky is beautiful. There's never no denial coming from me that she's gorgeous. I think Meg Donnelly is gorgeous. And here's the thing. Here's my issue with Meg Donnelly. Meg Donnelly doesn't think she's gorgeous. And that shows dedication to her personality. That shows dedication to her life. To admit to you with an open heart and an open mind that she doesn't think she's the best. But I think she is. And you think she's the best. That's why we're watching this video and we're producing it. Just because we think she's great and we're just offering her encouragement. And I will forever offer her encouragement for her to think she's the best. Because she was voted off The Masked Singer tells me nothing about her. She showcased her talent, and she showed that she was good at what she did, but I think that having her voted off The Masked Singer was pretty much not giving her a chance. But I think Descendants and Zombies will forever be what she's credited to for showing so much dedication, because of how much you guys believed in her. Because it's never about what a critic feels about Descendants or Zombies. It's how you feel about Descendants and Zombies and what you want to get the most out of for being a fan of Descendants and Zombies, and that's exactly what I'm here to do. I'm here to showcase our passion that brought us that much closer together, have made us the best of friends, and that's why I put so much time and effort behind producing and editing these videos. Come to think of it, I hardly ever edit a video that I ever upload. I just shoot them in 4K after buying a $500 camera, $5,000 behind this YouTube channel. I've had no regrets since. I do it because of each and every one of you. My credit card is a real nightmare for those of you who haven't seen it. But I do it because I see the passion in everybody's heart for Descendants and Zombies. And I know that you're watching this video because you're a fan of it, because this universe is only so big. So I think the best way of, uploading a video about Descendants and Zombies is shy away from the criticism, steer the conversation in a completely different direction from everybody else who is uploading videos about Descendants and Zombies every single night to this platform, because there are probably 50 new videos about Descendants and Zombies that have emerged from out of nowhere. And I just wanted to be one of those guys that wanted to go out of his way to showcase it for its true value and its true worth. And some way or somehow, I like to believe that I did that. I had the lights turned the color of zombies, if you haven't noticed. It's kind of really cool. And after getting off a graveyard shift last night and killing probably 4 or 5 new vampires that just showed up on the block from out of nowhere, you kind of got to escape that. You got to kind of escape reality. And the reality of life is being a vampire slayer is never easy. I'm the first guy to kill a vampire in over 100 years. What do you expect? If you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, I tell a lot of funny stories that go along with Descendants of Zombies, and I think you're really going to find time and appreciating that. So you're probably going to want to think about subscribing to this YouTube channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much. Some of the very first subscribers I've ever had on this YouTube channel and have seen are still here. I can't thank you enough for your support. And if you're new new here, I think you're really going to find time in appreciating this YouTube channel and love it so much, and I love having you here. Thank you so much for all the love and support you've shown this YouTube channel, and I hope you will continue to show it for the foreseeable future, because I have a lot to get to with Descendants of Zombies. We have Freya Sky going on tour. October, the tickets go on sale October 30th at 10 a.m., and we'll do a lot of talking about that. We'll also do a lot of talking about the festive times of year, Halloween, Christmas, 3 days out from Halloween. I'm living in fear my house is going to get TP'd, and then girls are going to show up at my door dressed up as their favorite Descendants character saying, "Leave this guy alone. Stop TPing his house. I'm trying to get him to guess who I am." You know, that's what's really cool about how all these people show up at your door on Halloween, and you live in fear of, you know, your house getting TP'd. But having said that, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to go pick up some toilet paper from the dollar store today, come to think of it, because we're 3 days out from Halloween, and I got none, because I got to get people before they get me. Oh my. The challenges of being a YouTube creator never get old. If you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to do that, guys. I love you for being here, and I love you for being fans of Descendants of Zombies. Thank you so much from my heart to yours for allowing me to be a part of your life and sharing my stories of being a fan of Descendants of Zombies. You have been watching the latest episode of Jonathan Clarke Video Blogs, because life is that much sweeter when all of us are. Stay calm and zombie on, everybody, into the foreseeable future, because that's the only way you're going to make it in this lifetime. Take it from a guy who lives near a soda plantation and a chemical plant literally 5 minutes away, just out the road there. And you never know when that chemical plant is going to explode. Thankfully, it has yet to explode, and people have been telling me this house has been haunted for forever. Can't say I ever believe them, but I do hear a lot of spooky noises in the nighttime. Things are always going bump here. If you have not hit the subscribe button, you're going to want to do that, guys. Thank you so much for all your love and support. We will talk more about Descendants of Zombies throughout today and into the evening, which I hope you will join me for.